So I don't know if this is going to get out to anybody. It could be 1,000 people, 10,000, I don't know. But I do need your help. And this is because I'm a victim of fraud on the court. It's something that's never happened before in the history of even the United States of America. And my constitutional rights are being threatened, and they have been violated left to right. In this video, I'm going to show you why I need help, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened to me and what's going on and probably where it's leading. But before that, I just want to say that those who donated or those who sent their prayers to me, thank you so very much. That means the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. We're going to start by the link that my brother has set up. He set up a campaign for donations, and that link will be found somewhere around this video or in the description or anywhere you find this video. Now, I will say that I may be socially awkward or something because I have autism. In case you guys haven't figured that out, I am autistic. So as many of you know, and you guys are already floating it around, that there's this $20 million judgment. Supposedly I got sued for fraud for $20 million in a video games lawsuit, which is some old popular channel that's being ran by current scammers right now. But before, a guy named Marco and myself were running this channel, and Marco promised me 50% of the channel revenue if I was to run the channel very well, in which I did. This was back in 2014, and I didn't know that Marco was taking money from other people or making deals behind my back even years prior, but he was. And two people in particular, Brandon Keating and David Tyler Moss, these are the current scammers that I'm going to talk to you about. They are the ones who paid Marco $1,500 for 30% a piece of the YouTube channel. And now keep in mind, they didn't pay me, so I didn't see any money from this. And so here's the proof here. If you can read that, that shows that David was giving money to Marco Oling, and you can read it here. Now on this paragraph here where the facts are, in the very last sentence it says, acting on these statements made by Mr. Princep, that's Marco, Moss agreed to enter into the agreement with Mr. Princep and invested the $1,500. You can see right there that I'm missing, which is proof because, like I told you, I didn't receive any money. So essentially, Moss and Keating were supposed to be suing Marco instead. And because I was running the video games channel, I guess guys, be careful, because I guess if you're running a channel or something, you're automatically the owner of something, or you're automatically tied to it. So because of that, I was sucked into the lawsuit. So here's a picture of my summons here. So as you can see on this screenshot, this is a picture of the summons, the actual summons that the court was supposed to send me to tell me that I was being sued. And you can see that it was given to an office in Dallas, Texas for me. And that was in May of 2015. There's one big problem with that, though, is that it was not given to me. It was signed and given to someone named Robert Wilson. And you can read here that it says delivering to the defendant's attorney, Robert D. Wilson. There's a major problem with that, though. I was living in California at the time, not Texas. And all of this whole lawsuit stuff in court, all of that was happening in Texas. And I didn't hire an attorney. So here's what happened. Robert Wilson is Marco's attorney. And when Robert Wilson saw all the evidence that I didn't commit any fraud, but if I was added to the case, that it would screw up his plans to win the case, then he decided to pretend to be my lawyer. Now, the main key evidence why this lawyer would do what he did is because of this email that was sent by Marco to Brandon Keating. This email was outlining certain ways that they would collude behind my back and how Marco would pay him a specific amount. And as you can see here, it says that the deal would be made as long as you do not talk to Brian Martin. So again, you can see that I would have been a third plaintiff in this case, not a defendant. Despite that, you can see that they were originally asking for an amount that exceeded $200,000 but did not exceed 1 million, as you can see right here. Long story short, Robert Wilson was making these filings behind my back for 2 years. He went to mediations and settlement talks, court-ordered mediations that I was supposed to go to, but I didn't know that was going on. And if you want to, the links in the description. You can see the entire motion in the appeals court that is happening right now, which is the very premise of this campaign. I was told by Marco to go to court, and it was in March of 2016, to go to court and be a witness, one of those key witnesses, and answer questions. Keep in mind, I'm autistic. I don't really know much when it comes to being social. I'm pretty socially awkward. And going to a court and even seeing a jury was very new to me. So I didn't know what a defendant was at the time. I didn't know what a plaintiff was. I didn't know really what anything was. I just knew that I showed up because I thought this channel that I was working on, the one that I got 50% of the revenue from, the one that I was really working hard on, was getting sued and it was in danger. So I showed up to answer some questions. Fast forward 3 days later, and the jury returned a verdict of $18.6 million. Sometime in the line of questioning, as you can see here, one of the lawyers on the other side, one of the plaintiff lawyers, was telling me that I got sued by Brandon Keating. And I answered, no, I didn't. In the eyes of the jury, I'm looking like a fraud already, and I'm looking like a liar. So essentially, I didn't look good, and I don't know what was going on, and I had a little bit of a temper in court. I was irate, I was kind of getting angry and agitated, but other than that, I was shut down because as soon as they were kind of realizing that I wasn't really sure what was going on, they did ask me if I knew why I was there, and then the judge said that they wanted everyone to move along to something else. And so you can see right there that I was essentially shut off from telling the truth. We filed an appeal, and that didn't work because it was a joint appeal, an appeal that I ended up paying for because Marco didn't have any money at the time. And they were arguing different things. And keep in mind, I didn't know that this fraud was going on behind my back. I didn't know that Wilson received a summons. I never saw a summons. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any filings. I didn't see any paperwork. I didn't see anything. So we ended up losing that appeal in 2019, and it was a pretty big disaster. Fast forward to 2020, and these scammers, David Tyler Moss and Brandon Keating, who got their little lucky $18 million judgment, even though they were only asking for a maximum of $1 million, decided to launch an attack on the Futuristic Hub YouTube channel to get all that revenue from the old channel. They attacked my family, they attacked the entire team, they attacked everyone, which all that drama led to the channel's termination. Fast forward to 2022, and that is when I went to Robert Wilson because I've had enough of this and I needed some sort of explanation on what happened. So my lawyer decided to contact Robert Wilson, which is the lawyer that committed the fraud in the court, and get a witness statement from him. So let's go ahead and read the witness statement. Now, in the first part of this witness statement, you're going to see a bunch of legal jargon, blah, 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 but you're going to see right then and there that he was the trial attorney instructed on behalf of Marco Princip. That's number 3 right there. One of the defendants to the underlying proceeding of this matter, resulting in the judgment issued. And again, you can see the judgment of 2016. Now, he says here that he made filings on behalf of both Mr. Princip and Mr. Martin in the proceedings of the 2016 judgment. However, on number 5, he confirms that the instruction in relation to the claims brought by Mr. Keating and the others was from Marco Princip only. He never took instruction from Mr. Martin. I'm Mr. Martin. Number 6, he even reaffirms that he did not at any time take instructions directly from Mr. Martin. Number 7, he confirms and he understood that the instructions that he received from Mr. Princip in relation to these proceedings was not on behalf of Mr. Martin. And then on number 9, he says that Mr. Martin states that it was not properly served. He says that he was unaware that if I was formally served. But because this guy's a liar, because this lawyer is a fraud who committed a fraud on the court, of course he's going to lie about this too, because we already saw my summons. It went directly to his office. He received it in 2015 and didn't bother telling me about it. He pretended to be my lawyer behind my back for 2 years, making filings and answers on my behalf when I didn't even hire this guy. And that is the very definition of the fraud on the court. And then at the end, you can see that he signed and dated it July 12th, 2022. And this was a sworn witness statement. So imagine this happening to you. Imagine you get sued from out of state or wherever, and there is a lawyer behind the scenes for 2 years pretending to be your lawyer. That's what happened to me. That's the fraud that I am facing. So I'm not a scammer. I'm not a fraud. I didn't receive any money from anybody. And David Tyler Moss and Brandon Keating are the frauds. Their lawyers are the scammers. And they end up trying to sue the Futuristic Hub YouTube channel in 2020, which caused the channel to get terminated. However, this year in February, they received a take-nothing judgment, a reverse and render, with a small little remand, which is for collections only, maybe garnishments or something. But all these claims that they made in the Futuristic Hub lawsuit were reversed and rendered by a high court. And as you can see by the screenshot, that's exactly what happened. When the opinion came through, it proves that David Tyler Moss, Brandon Keating, and their lawyers, who are probably getting paid a percentage of anything collected, are the frauds. And they are the scammers. And they're going to stop at nothing to try to ruin my life. For what? For operating a YouTube channel? Because I didn't fraud anybody. If anything, they should have just sued Marco and dealt with Marco. Which, by the way, they allowed Marco Princep to discharge in bankruptcy this year. And they are not allowing me to do anything. Even though I have filed for bankruptcy, they are still trying to fight me in that. That's how unfair Brandon Keating and David Tyler Moss are. That's how much they are the frauds. And it's really upsetting to see that. They're attacking me. They're attacking my family. And this debt, if it doesn't go away, I might as well just end my life. There's nothing for me anymore. I mean, if you really think about it, how could someone survive debt slavery? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you really think about it, if this happened to you and you were in debt slavery for absolutely no reason, what would you do? So now you know the truth about these legal matters. Now you can see what really happened. You can see how a lot of the allegations from the Futuristic Hub channel are false. And the ones who are doing videos about me or my family or the Futuristic Hub channel, have you ever noticed that not even the famous large YouTubers did a story about this? They didn't do videos about these negative things being said about me? Because it's not true. There's a small handful of YouTubers that have made these smear campaigns saying bad things about me or my family, but with no proof. It's like the game Telephone. They're just jumping on a bandwagon. But did you notice that the nobodies, the YouTubers who will amount to nothing, are the ones who are just making those videos with those lies? It's something to think about, because I have been a victim of fraud. I am a victim of fraud. My family is a victim of fraud. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for looking at my story. It's tough. I don't know what to do from here on out. I've been frauded. Not just by two investors who paid $1,500 to some other dude, but the courts have frauded me. Justice hasn't been served yet, and I don't think it ever will unless I can get your guys' help. So the links in the descriptions or anywhere on the video. If you have $1 to spend, if you have $5, if you have a prayer to spare, hey, that rhymed. I would really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for the donations, you guys. It means a lot to me. And there's videos about me that are going around. They have been going around, but they're not real. There's a lot of false things being said. And as you can see, I've brought the evidence to prove that I've been frauded by the court in something that's never been done before. I just wish that I can get it in front of everybody. I wish that this would go on Twitter. I wish that people would start talking about my story. Because, if this could happen to me, it can happen to anyone. I didn't think it would happen to me. I really didn't. But here we are. And so, thank you again. God bless. And I really hope that you guys have a wonderful time. And who knows, maybe I might come back. Maybe my entire team will come make videos for you guys again the way we used to. And if we do, you can count on us having a lot of fun. But until I get this across this one finish line that I have, I don't think that I'm going to be able to do much of anything else. And the last thing that I really want to do is do something stupid, because when somebody loses hope in their life because they can't live their life, I can't live my life. I can't. Look what's happened to me. And not just me, but look what's happened to my family. I can't go on much longer. That's why I'm begging for you guys' help. And if you guys can just help me out, I'd really appreciate it. So thank you so much for your understanding. And if you guys know anyone, like I said, who can push my story out, you guys can always email. The email's on the page on the YouTube channel, and or somehow contact me, and we can get this done. And so thank you so much. Have a good day. And I'm thinking about you guys. Love you guys. Bye.